Mm-mm.
All right, we are live.
We're live right now.
Yep.
Let's go. Okay, sorry, I'm super unprofessional here. I'm sharing this story, but what's up, boys? So we are back with another episode of One More Round, but we're doing it video style now. Let's see how it looks. We got the middleweight champ, soon to be possibly heavyweight champ as well, dual
Yes,
champ first in
sir.
karate combat history, Ross Levine and
Yeah,
Mac
man.
Tyson here. How you guys doing?
I'm
Doing
good. I'm
great.
good, bro. How are you? Good to hear you guys. Good to see everybody. Glad that we've done this a bunch on like the Twitter Spaces, so it's fun to actually get here in person and chop it up.
We've gone off on those Twitter spaces, bro. We've done like it's always supposed to be an hour. We always do like an hour and a half.
I
We
know.
always got something to talk about with Ross
Yes,
over
sir.
here. So we got I don't know who wants to spill the news. Obviously, you've probably seen it if you are on Instagram or we are live. It should be. It said we were on YouTube. But yeah, um banger fights. Who you fighting?
Sam Alvey, smiling Sam Alvey. We're getting that done. It's the main event of KC 43. So yeah, man, I'm excited.
Mac Tyson. What do you think about the fight, brother?
I think it's going to be a very interesting matchup. I think it's going to be very interesting how Sam handles Ross because I don't think anyone in his entire fight career he's ever fought anyone like Ross. While Russ is going to be fighting an opponent that is a bit bigger than him and has that knockout, one punch knockout power that we've seen, and also he has more professional fight experience. But I don't want to hype up my opponent too much because then Ross might get mad at me. So let's see what Ross thinks about all that.
No, man. All I want you to say is facts. All I
Yeah.
want you to say is facts. That's all. That's all you get to say is facts. I'll correct you. Don't worry.
Uh-oh. All right, don't misspeak on this podcast. Well, so okay, going into that, um, what does it mean to you to beat someone like Sam Alvey? One of the, I mean, he's up there for one of the at least 20, probably top 10 most UFC fights all time. He's always been durable. Uh, might have had a skid there at the end of his UFC career, but I mean, the dude can still has heavy hands. We saw that in his Karate Combat debut.
Hmm?
What does it mean to you to beat someone like Sam Alvey and become a double champ?
The double champ thing is cool. Obviously, it's great for my career. It's good for the validation in karate combat to show that the talent can span different weight classes. Right? I'm an 85er, and I used to fight at 170 when I fought for Glory, and I moved up to 185, and now testing the waters at 205. So it's just cool for me to be able to manipulate my body. I think for me, like that's the cool challenge. So, and also for karate combat to have a champion in both weight classes and be able to say like, hey, look, I can run both divisions. Like, let's make it happen. I think that's awesome. Fighting somebody like Sam, yeah, absolutely. It would bring a ton of validation to my career, right? Yeah, I think the one gripe that people can say about my career is that you don't really know a lot of the names. I don't have the names like the notches on my belt. Um, Now, with that being said, everyone that has seen me fight is always saying things like, man, Ross could hang with the best of the best. I've trained with the best of the best. So I know where I stand. This is just going to validate, where I'm at.
Correct me
So
if
how?
I'm wrong,
Oh, go
but
ahead, Mac.
in your sport karate career, you did compete in like the heavyweight equivalent of in sport karate, right?
Yeah, I did, but it's nowhere near the same. Not even close. So yeah, the heavyweight division in like sport karate was 200 plus. So I did compete a lot in the heavyweight division, but that was also at a time in my life when, I wasn't strength and conditioning. I wasn't doing, I wasn't utilizing a nutritionist. Like I didn't look like this when I did sport karate, So it's completely different. And if you took a 200 pounder that was in the sport karate and you put them directly into like even the 185 division, they would get massacred. They just don't, they wouldn't transition well. It's a different body time, a different body type. Like you have to spend time and really build yourself into a weapon at whatever weight class you're in.
Yeah,
So
it would.
you said you've never fought at 205, right?
I have never fought at 205. The heaviest I ever fought, even as an amateur, was 200 pounds. Funny story though. Actually, maybe 195. I don't think I fought at 200. I think it was 195, and it was my first amateur fight, my first amateur kickboxing fight. I'm fighting in this like little hole in the wall in Rhode Island. Like my parents come up from Florida. I got all my homies from New York coming in. It's all this big thing. And day of weigh in, so I weigh in that morning. The night before, my opponent's coach calls the promoter and is like, "Hey, my guy got hurt in training. Like he can't make it, but we have a replacement from the same gym. Don't worry about it. 195, all good." The dude shows up like 210 and just like massive, massive. And he's like, "Would you still want to fight?" Like it was my fault. And I was like, "Well, yeah, like everyone already came up to watch me fight." And yeah, man, I mean, I handled my business, but it was just like, oh, man, it's tough when you're not used to that, it's a lot.
Yeah. So
It's a lot.
preparing for it to move up, like you feel good then? You feel quick,
Oh,
stronger?
yeah.
Like what do you
Yeah,
feel?
yeah, yeah.
Just better overall?
It's like obviously like 185 is my preferred weight because whenever you're in a combat sport, when you're in a weight class division, right?
Hmm.
The goal is always to be the biggest guy in that weight class. I think so far we've seen that I mean, Igor probably has a little bit more size on him. But as far as like being taller and just the more imposing fighter, I'm that guy in
Yeah.
karate combat and in the middleweight division. Um, but that's because I'm able to cut down, right? And then I rehydrate and fill back up. Now, there's a lot to be said about moving up to the 205 division because, yeah, I'm not cutting. But we have to look at both sides of it, right? First of all, like we don't even know if Sam Alvey is going to make weight. He didn't make weight in his last fight, so we don't even know if he's going to make weight for this, which is fine. I'll take 20% of his purse. That's cool. But if you think about like the last 4 weeks of a fight camp, right? If I'm
Hmm.
cutting to 185, I'm decreasing my calories
Yeah.
and I'm still trying to work like crazy, crazy hard, give a lot of output. So I'm like burning the candle at both ends, right? I'm destroying my body just to make weight, but still try and perform. Now, if you take that same output, but now I'm filled to the brim, like calorie wise, with food, with good, healthy fuel, every single workout that I have from now until my fight is like a burner. I'm just smashing my workouts left and right, and I feel amazing. I think Sam is honestly going to be surprised with how strong I am.
I can see it. This is a terrible analogy. It's not even an analogy, it's just an example. I believe that, man, because every time we go, especially to the Dominican Republic or like Miami, you know how I always complain about the heat. That shit kicks my ass.
Mm,
Um, I don't eat that much during the fight weeks because we're so busy, and
yeah,
I'm not filling myself up because it slows you down. You got to be on your feet all day. I always get back dehydrated, malnourished. You just start eating, you just feel better, bro. Like I'm
yeah,
not prepared for a
yeah,
fight, but I get you, man. I'll come back and I'm like, I just feel like a bitch. Then I eat for like two
yeah. It's
days,
hard,
and
man.
then all of a sudden I just feel back like myself. Yeah.
And
So I
it's
mean,
it's a science. It really is a science. You have to have it dialed into like every little. You got to cross your T's and dot your I's, man. I'm very fortunate to have like the best nutritionist in the game, Trisha Cornell, Fuel Nutrition. We do our thing, man. And if I were to show you like the size of my plates right now of what I'm eating, and I'm still like I'm losing weight and I'm eating like almost 3,000 calories a day and just filling up and just killing my workouts. And I'm feeling really, really good, man. It's going to be nice to be in that division. I think by far I'm going to be the fastest person he's ever been in the ring with.
yeah,
So yeah, there's going to be a big difference. There's going to be a big difference there.
dude, based off Alvy's career, I can't think of someone he fought that was quicker. And I mean, you've kicked me before, so I've seen it. Uh,
Yeah.
I can't think of someone he's fought that's as fast as you. Um,
Right.
yeah, you're a weapon, man. This is like a great opportunity to
Appreciate
really
that.
showcase that. Um,
Yeah.
any chance we get New England Cartel out there for this fight?
I'm not sure. That's a great question. I know Rob. Speaking of Rob Font, he's got a huge fight like 2 weeks before, so he's coming up real soon. 2 more weeks, he's fighting Davison Figueredo. That's
That's
awesome. Like
huge. Which fight?
crazy
Wait, which
fight.
card is that on?
Austin, December 2nd.
Austin. Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. December 2nd.
Yeah, yeah. That's going to be a banger. I'm super pumped about that fight. So yeah, I guess it all depends on how he's feeling. I'm sure Tyson will be out there. So there's a very good chance you'll see a number of people, at least maybe not like, I don't know what Calvin and Rob are going to be up to. Those guys have busy lives with the UFC and things like that.
Mhm.
I would imagine with the UFC in Vegas the next day, there's a good chance we're going to see them. But if not, I know, man, I'm bringing a squad, man. I'm bringing an absolute squad.
Let's fucking go. I'm pumped. Mac, you got any before we move on necessarily from just specifically that topic, you got anything for Ross?
Uh, well, I know what his answer is going to be, but for a lot of the UFC fans that are tuning in for the first time, like a lot of the have hearing about how he was a former glory kickboxer and how he's one of the baddest guys in karate combat right now. But a lot of people are probably wondering how you're going to handle the grappling from a former UFC.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people were wondering how I was going to deal with the judo of Adamov, and we all saw how I handled that. So if these guys think I haven't been preparing, for any type of wrestling and wall work, they're very, very mistaken. I'm working with guys right now that are, former UFC fighters themselves that are in my training camp, world champion levels. Dude, I do my research, I do my homework, and also like Sam is not an offensive wrestler.
No.
So
He's
like when
defensive.
you go back and look at his career, he doesn't want to wrestle people. Like, would that probably be a good strategy for him? Yeah, probably. I mean, if I were him, I wouldn't take the chance of getting hit. But you also got to realize if he wants to grapple with me, there's a big gap that he has to cover, and I have a lot of weapons that are going to fit in those gaps. So it makes for a really interesting fight, and that's one of the things that's really intriguing about this. He's dangerous, he's big, but yeah, well, I'm gonna have answers to every single question that he presents.
I mean, you look at his
Karate
karate combat
that
debut.
Sam Alvey has the experience of more pro fights than you, but what you have the experience of is a lot more pit time. How much does that play into karate
Mhm.
combat?
Very big, very big. Sam was able to do whatever he wanted in the pit. The first time around, he was even playing with little knee taps, and he was in there with a guy that really had no business being in there with him. And that's not to be disrespectful to Adam. But he's new. He's new to the game. He's new to full contact. It was only his second pro fight, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think he had pro fights prior to Karate Combat. So like Sam was able to do whatever he wants. Sam never had somebody pressure him the way I'm going to pressure him, the way you've seen me pressure everyone. And he's used to leaning up against a cage to defend himself. He's not going to have that. He's going to fall back on that pit wall or miss a step or have his footing off or be forced to engage at a time when he doesn't want to. So, I think you're going to see a lot of differences and a lot of like uncomfortability from Sam. And that's just a product of me doing what I do.
Mac, you want
Man, that made me think of like three different points. But yeah, going back to like what you said, yeah, Sam's not an offensive wrestler. I mean, you even look at his karate combat debut. Right when they clinched up, I think it was like the second time I said he's gonna hit an exit. He's gonna hit an exit uppercut
Yeah.
or something. It's right there. He doesn't
That's when
want
he's
to.
very dangerous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not gonna take you down and just like get you back up and reset.
No.
Yeah, he's not. It's gonna be interesting.
I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to, you know, muscle me against the wall and just be heavy on me and try and wear me down. But again, man, there's a lot that has to happen to get from that point to that point. So there's a lot. He's going to have to take a lot of shots to get me to there. And, even when people have got me against the pit wall and on the ground, I've proven time and time again that I know how to defend myself very well and not take damage. So, again,
Yeah.
he's going to have a lot more puzzles to solve than I will.
I'd say that's fair. That's accurate. Um, but yeah, where should we go next with this? I mean, there's like, what would you want to do next after this? Like, is there? I know there's guys you've been calling out this whole time. Like, it's been rough for you to find a fight. Finally got you one set up. Alvey kind of stepped up for this one.
Yeah.
Do you go back to 85? Is there a name at like? Is there anyone that's you're itching to get your hands on?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure what the hell is happening at 185. It seems like everybody that's at 185 is ditching and going to other weight classes or, fighting Raymond Daniels at a catch weight. So like the person who I thought was going to be next in line, Adrian Hadribia, is now matched up with Raymond at a catchweight. So there is like the middleweight division has been decimated, whether it be through a lack of consistency or, matchmaking or whatever it is. There's just been a disconnect in that division pretty much all year. So I don't know that 185 is an answer unless they were to bring somebody in. I know there were talks about, a lot of other big name fighters. There were talks about Rockhold. There were talks about Till. I mean, if that's maybe beating Sam Alvey will, those guys really had no business fighting me, to be honest.
Mhm.
Who am I to them? Right. But maybe beating another UFC fighter, it's like, oh, okay, this guy actually is that caliber and maybe it's worth my time. So, beating Sam Alvey might open a bunch of doors at 185. If not, there's a lot of people at 205 who have been calling out for a while, for long before Sam got here. I don't know where those guys are, somewhere on the side of a milk crate. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, Arroyo, if he gets through his next competitor, which is going to be a tough task, my boy Zach, we'll see where that falls. I don't know where Ashraf Uchin is, somewhere out in Morocco, just hiding under, whatever. But this guy, like that guy's got one fight since I've been in the league, Mac. That's crazy. And
I
he's just
mean,
sitting around hoping he's going to get a title fight. Like, brother, get to the back of the line if you don't want to fight me.
in full disclosure, I've had Ross text me multiple times throughout the last,
Dude, it's
few
crazy.
months. Bro, let's get a fight going. Like, you've been hungry, bro, and everyone's been. I don't want to say ducking, but that's kind of
Duck,
the
say
word
it.
for it. It's kind of
Say
the
it.
word for it,
Ducking.
And I don't
But
blame
you
him
know,
because it's weird, dude. Like I've told people, I've talked about karate combat and like you before, and
hmm,
I think I don't know, skill wise, I think you're one of the most impressive strikers I've seen like outside of
I
the
appreciate that.
octagon, and so it's really interesting to see where you're gonna go with this. I mean, you're always even the Adamov fight, that wasn't a, an easy one. You didn't have
Hmm.
like a flashy finish or anything, but still, like you're right there. You're one of the most gifted strikers I've ever seen. You're very we've talked about how prepared you always are. Um, I don't know, man. I want to see you flourish.
I
I think you
appreciate
will.
that.
I think
Yeah,
you will.
I really do appreciate that. It means a lot. You've been around a lot of high level guys, and for you to say that about me is just little old me. It means a lot. And I don't say this to be like cocky or to be an asshole or to be arrogant or anything like, but the best time to get me was yesterday because
Yeah.
like my coaching staff is so on top of me with getting better every single camp. It's like every time you see me compete is going to be there's going to be new wrinkles to the game, so like the longer these guys wait, it's only going to get harder for them. So I mean, and the other thing too is like, especially with me being the middleweight champ, if you take a fight against me that's not in the middleweight division, you don't lose any stock. Even if you lose, you don't lose stock. If you win, you skyrocket. So I don't know what these guys are doing. They don't know how to market themselves either. So, oh well.
I mean, like we've been saying, you just been standing there begging for a
Yeah.
fight, and Sam Alvey stepped up.
And I'm great, and
Um,
I'm grateful for that. Let me clarify. I'm super, super pumped. Sam didn't have to take this fight either. Sam could have done the same thing and said, "Oh, let me collect a couple bucks. Let me beat a couple more guys." But I think Sam is game. He's
yeah,
proved that throughout his career. I don't know that Sam's ever said no to a fight.
no,
So definitely grateful for that. But I'm taking him very, very, very seriously.
Yeah,
yeah, you
Sam was
got to.
calling you out before he even was in karate combat.
Yeah, I
Yep.
love that, man. I love that. That's the stuff that gets me up in the morning, though, right? It's like at the same time, like be careful who you motivate, right? Like, because I was sitting around being like down on myself, and now like I got this dude chirping in my ear, like, okay, all right, you're gonna get what you called for. So I love it though, man. That's the type of attitude that moves combat sports forward. You know,
100%.
not the cherry picking, not the I want to do one more fight. I want to fight this guy and then I'll fight him for the title. Or it's like it's craziness, man. And like people are so attached to their records, it's ridiculous.
It
Just like
really is.
just fight. You're gonna fight me anyways, eventually. Don't worry
We've
about
seen
it.
a
And
bunch
that's
of
what I
fighters
like about like
flourish
the
after like some losing. Doesn't fucking matter. Like look at
Right.
Perea and Yuri. Those are
Hmm.
not dudes that are cherry picking fights. And
You think
I may
Do you think Yuri lost any stock in that fight?
No,
Zero. If anything, he
no.
gained his stock went up because he showed like he was taking massive leg kicks. He hurt Alex in the second round. He got knocked out because Alex is Alex, and then was a class act after. Like he's gonna get right back in the mix. He
Yep.
lost zero stock.
It's gonna
People he
be
gained fans.
yeah, it's gonna be one fight and then a rematch with whoever wins Jamal Hill and Alex. And speaking of
Maybe.
Alex Pereira,
Hmm.
on the Power Cube, you kicked me harder than Alex Pereira.
I don't know. I've been kicked by Alex, so I don't know.
It's
I
you
don't know.
no, you
It ain't
did.
pleasant.
It came down to science, man. I'm holding the science block. You kicked it. You hit 24K over him. And now again, we don't have it like set up. It's not
Mm,
perfectly scientific, but damn,
yeah.
bro. Yeah, he got 98K, you got 124K right
So
there on my
it's
thigh.
a nice feather in my cap.
There you
I
go.
am not I am not going to sit here and claim that I kick harder than him, but
That's
I
not
but I'm but I'm very confident I kick pretty damn hard.
I mean yeah. Yeah, it shows. Luke kicks like a demon too, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's another one, man. I would have loved that opportunity. But hey, on to Sam Alvey, right?
Well,
And who
you beat
knows? Maybe
Sam.
down the line.
Maybe Luke changes his mind. What'd you say,
Yeah.
Mac?
I said, who knows?
Yeah.
Mac, are you in a basement? You sound like you're in a basement, man.
My
What
mic
attic?
Sounds
headphones are
sound,
off.
sounds like you're underground, brother.
Dude, coming from you live from underground.
That's right. That's what it sounds like.
All right, let's talk about bro, this card. Legitimately.
Sick.
One of the biggest cards we've ever put on, hands down.
Mm.
It's the biggest. Like when I
Yeah.
saw obviously we had chatted, we talked about this. I was like, we got to get you on here on this card. But then we drop all that same day. Daniels is on there. You're on there. We
Mhm.
have a Molina's back, fighting Miranda for the
Melinda.
inaugural bantamweight championship. There's Melinda, close.
Is it? Did they announce that that's for the title?
Yeah,
Inaugural, right, Mac?
yeah. Inaugural
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
good.
bantamweight
Okay.
title.
Okay.
So you're one of yeah,
Awesome.
so you're one of two
Okay.
title fights, and then you have Benson and Pettis, then
Yeah.
Daniels, and then if you know the karate combat fighters, it's just stacked, dude.
Mm.
You got Machida's brother. What do you think about the card, man? What does it feel to co-main event in Vegas? Have you ever fought in Vegas? I'm sure you've told me before.
I'm the main event.
Are you main?
I'm main. Yeah, main event. Yeah.
Are you Mac?
Yeah,
I
I'm
honestly
the
have no
main
idea.
event. I'm
Good.
the main event.
Fuck yeah. Okay, so Alvey Levine is main event.
I can see it. Mac Tyson. Go ahead, Mac. I see it.
It-
I
You
see
guys
it.
are confusing me.
it-
You guys have complete Mac is stone face, bro. Mac's just I can't
it-
read him. I can't read him.
it's Pettis Henderson. That's the main event.
Okay,
No,
so
I'm the main event though.
But
okay,
but
so
I'm the real main event.
for
main event.
karate combat, they see more
Yes.
Ross as the main event.
100%. Yeah,
No, I mean
100%.
I am the main event. Those guys aren't rostered fighters.
Yeah,
Are they
what's
gonna
the
fight in karate
implications?
combat again? Probably
That's
not.
yeah.
Maybe I mean maybe, who knows? I mean those guys doesn't Pettis want to get back to the UFC? Like they just it's been wild, man. I'm the main event. We all know that. Like the heavy how do you main event? How do you have two title fights for the league you're fighting in and they're not the main event? Like that doesn't make any sense. I'm the main event. O'Meara is the co-main event. Those guys are the feature. They're the feature fight. They're just at the
Feature.
end. They're
That's a
just at
good
the
way to
end
put it.
because they're getting paid more than us. But that's okay.
You
That'll
guys are
change.
you guys are the milkshake. They're the cherry on top.
Yeah, thank
There
you.
you
That's
go.
good. I like that. I
There you
like
go.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But
I
let's
agree
talk about
though.
the rest of the card. The rest of the card is sick, man. Like Karate Combat finally listened. I've been telling people that if you do a big show in the U.S., without a doubt, you have to put myself, Raymond, Robbie Lavoie, Elijah Everell on that card. The four
Robbie's my
biggest
boy.
names, the
Robbie's my
four
boy.
biggest names in sport karate. I guarantee you, we're gonna have bigger pops than the feature fight. I guarantee it.
I mean, it's yeah. I mean, what we usually see in the karate combat audience is supporters. Like look at the
Yeah.
Dominican Republic. That shit went crazy, bro. When we did
Mm-hmm.
that card outside, bro, That was
Yeah.
nuts, man. Like every
Yeah, I
time
remember the
Dominicans.
commentators for one of your glory fights were surprised on how much the sport karate community came out to support you in your glory fights.
Yeah, and I was on the I was the first fight of this of the like the super fight series. So they had like two prelims, and then I was the first fight on the super fight card, and the place was packed, and they were all for me, and then everybody left. So it was, and then like the only person that sold more tickets than me was Ace of Ten Pal, but it was in Florida. So yeah, I mean, you guys know, you've seen my crowds. I get the big pop at Karate Combat wherever I go. I even had fans in Budapest, man. People were chanting USA when I was fighting in Budapest. So yeah, I have a big crowd, and then you add Raymond to that. Obviously, Raymond's a huge name. We have a lot of similar fan base. Raymond and I were rivals for so many years, and with us now coming on to the scene, that the whole universe
Uh-oh.
supports us. So it's good.
Speaking of coming onto the scene, look who it is. We got smiling Sam Alvey. Sorry to cut you off, Ross, but I
All
just
good, man.
seen these Colgate white just beamers right here. What's up? What's up, Sam?
How you guys doing tonight?
We're doing good. We were just talking about you for
Oh,
no
I've been
reason.
listening. I've been studying.
There you go. How you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm feeling great, my friend. Yeah, just got done with the practice and feeling real good.
Cool.
Sam, nice to meet you, man. It's finally nice to meet you in person.
Hey, it's been fun to see you online, and we almost talked that once, kind of. It's great to put a face to you.
Yeah, same. How you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling real good, and you, my friend.
Yeah, can't complain. I get to eat. I get to
good.
eat a lot.
Yeah.
This is the
Oh,
funniest thing.
not me, not me.
I know. You gonna make it? You said 206. It's 205, brother. Title
205, baby. I'll make 205. Easy money. It was easy last time. They just didn't have any hot water in the Dominican Republic. It's crazy.
I can actually vouch for that. I can vouch for that.
No, I'm sure it was an issue with travel logistics. I would hate that. I told them flat out, I'm like, I'm not fighting the DR. I'm not going down there for no reason. So
yeah, if I would have known, like I got two different hotels outside of the hotel I stayed at, trying to find a sauna or a hot tub.
Yeah.
It was nuts. I couldn't have done any of it without my wife. But yeah, no, 205. It won't be a problem.
Good deal.
We'll make sure there's a.
I'll probably still be cursing you in that last pound though.
That's all right, dude. Do it, please. All you got. Give me everything.
All right, I got a funny question. Bring this up right in front of both of you. I don't care. Sam. So Bloody Elbow tweeted out something. You did the Cormier trick on your last fight
I don't know what
with the
you're talking
towel.
about. I don't know what
I'm
you're talking about.
I'm just saying. No idea.
Yeah, no, I don't remember what happened. I was cutting weight. I was delirious. I don't know what happened.
Fair enough.
I
There.
was 206. I was 206. That's what I had to be.
If it works, it works. All right, let's get into this. I was kind of talking to Ross about this. Ross has been turned down by a lot of fighters. There's a lot of fighters out there that have essentially said that, I mean, they don't feel like they're ready, or their manager said they're not ready yet for Ross Levine. And then here you come, you score a first round knockout in your debut in Karate Combat, and then now you're fighting for a heavyweight title. We needed Ross to get a fight. He's been clamoring for just anybody to step up. Now here you are. What do you guys think about that, both of you?
Yeah, I don't blame people for not wanting to fight him. I've watched his. I mean, I've watched all of his fights, and it's like just a highlight reel. It's like it's kind of like Mike Tyson. You can watch all of his work. It takes about 5 minutes because just knockout after knockout. He's put on a clinic, especially in Karate Combat. So I can't blame people for not wanting him to. But I have made a career of never saying no. I'm thrilled that the opportunity was given to me, and there wasn't a chance in hell I was gonna say anything but yes.
Yeah, we were just talking about that, man. I appreciate the opportunity for you to step up and compete, man. Because that's the stuff that moves combat sports forward. You got all these guys trying to sit around and wait and figure out, oh, when's the right time? Like yesterday was the right time. Get in there or don't. So I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. I'm looking forward to it.
No, I am too. It's going to be so much fun. And it'll be nice fighting in Vegas with the crowd. I've never done that.
Are you from Vegas?
No, I'm from Wisconsin. I've lived out in SoCal for the last decade. Now I'm a Tennessee resident, hopefully forever.
Cool. Go Pack, go.
So all your Vegas fights were like empty Apex fights?
Yeah, they were either on the Ultimate Fighter where there's nobody, or they were Apex, which God, I hate the Apex. All the fighters hate the Apex.
That's a good question, actually. With the Apex compared to the Karate Combat Pit, well, I mean, you kind of fought the outdoor
Yeah,
one. That was
I,
like our biggest one. But yeah, I wonder how that
Was
transfers
that
over.
bigger?
That
That
was
pit
our
was
biggest
bigger.
crowd ever.
It was, yeah, like the size, the backdrop of it, because it's like an amphitheater, so all looking one way. The back part of it was like a typical backside of the production, but then the stands had like what 2,000 I think
yeah, I was gonna say,
seating.
I'll bet you there's 2
I
or
think,
3,000 people
yeah,
there.
I think
But
it was
the
Yeah,
over
pit was the same
3,000
size,
people.
right? It
yeah,
was
pit was same
regulation
size.
pit. Okay.
Yeah, and then like the production around it, it probably felt somewhat the same, but
Mm.
yeah, why do people? I know the answer, but why do fighters hate the Apex?
There's no personality to it. Y'all warm up together. Like there's the red corner and blue corner. You don't have your private room anymore. You're just there together, which is fine. It's how I started fighting. It's how I'll probably end fighting. But it's not what I was used to with the UFC. And then you get there and there's just no excitement in the crowd. Just a bunch of drunk rich people kind of hooting and hollering at you.
Fair enough. Yeah, 100%. Well, this won't feel like the Apex. I promise you that, because this last one was a lot smaller. But dude, we had like rafters filled up. It felt like Street Fighter. It was dope.
Yeah,
So
that's cool.
you'll be pleased. All right, let me ask you guys this. How do you win, Sam?
Uh, I'm not allowed to do flying chimeras anymore. No, I don't. That was Plan A, but it's against the rules.
You could do anything once, right?
Yeah, I'll get take the point deduction. It'll be all right.
You'll take one.
Yeah. However it is, I want it to have to do with the wall, with the pit wall. I love that pit wall. In my first fight, I didn't get to do anything with it. I want to jump off it. I want to somersault down it. I want to do something with that pit wall. It is too cool to be fighting in this and have not been able to use it yet.
That's actually a great point.
So
All right, word. So you
everyone's
want to do
always
some
going to be making
showtime?
the comment about your grappling, Sam. But what would you think if Turbo actually landed a takedown on you on the fight?
Oh man, go for it. I got good takedown defense, but to be fair,
I
I'm
know he
not training
does.
a whole lot of takedown defense for this fight. It's karate. There's no reason. There's no reason for a takedown.
You know what
What's
that
it called?
brought
The man dance. As long as we're on our feet.
up?
So is that a declaration that you plan on striking with Ross?
Yes, but I'm also going to declare I'm going to lie about everything until I get into that pit. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I
Maybe I'm
100%
lying
know
about
every
lying.
answer you guys give is going to be cap on here, but I still want to hear the answers. Okay, so real quick, Ross, how do you win the fight?
I mean, you guys already know. There's nothing to cap about, right? Is that what the millennials are saying? The Gen Zs are saying?
Yeah, whatever. I don't even know
There's
what I
nothing to
am, but
fake.
yeah.
I don't have to there's nothing to fake or lie or hide. Like you've seen everything that I do in the pit. It's not going to be any different. All right. So it's calculated pressure, it's aggression, it's a variety of techniques that Sam won't be prepared for. So that's the end of that. You want to use the pit wall? I'll be happy to bounce your head off the pit wall, Sam.
I don't like this, bro. I'm gonna have to wear that shirt that chick's wearing at that sporting event like this, where it just says, "I hope both teams have fun." Both of my boys, bro. I like this, but I don't.
I've been meaning to say, and I don't know if I'll get to. I don't remember who it was, but you bounced his head off the cage, and then you threw that axe kick like immediately after.
Igor.
That was so cool. I mean, there was no hesitation between the bounce and now I'm going to kill him now, and you throwing the axe kick. That was fantastic. Don't do that to me if you can avoid it.
Pit
Mac, you know what's funny, Mac, is someone had posted or someone commented, I think Karate Combat commented on your reel today, Sam, and I had shot back at it a little bit just to have some fun, and then someone else was commenting like, "Oh, it's just fun and games." I was like, "This ain't fucking fun and games. This dude's a professional athlete trying to kill me. Like, I'm not having fun and games. Like, this is." We could be cordial, and like I appreciate everything you've done in your career, and it sounds like you've done the same. But at the end of the day, man, like we still got to fight. One of us is getting paid. One of us wins. One of us loses. Afterwards, We can shake it up, and that's that. But at the end of the day, man, you're a target.
Oh yeah. Well, what's the thing? If he dies, he dies.
Mm-hmm.
This is intriguing as hell. This is amazing. I mean, one of the hardest things from, and I'm not trying to make this about me or anything, but one of the biggest things, it's been weird as an MMA fan that just became started working in the industry, getting used to like this right here. You both just accepting that's part of the game. Like it's kind of wild to see. I don't know, but I appreciate the
It-
hell of it, and I know both of you are solid like that.
It's not fun beating up people that can't defend themselves. It's really, it's not. It kind of gets boring. It's a ton of fun going against a style you haven't seen before. A style who's probably faster than you. A guy who's been there for almost as long. It's a lot more fun doing that.
I'm curious. Why don't you tell Sam? Some people have said on social media, like, "Oh, why the hell is he's boxing out there?" You have a karate background. You told me this yourself.
Yeah, no, I
Tell me about
started
your
my own.
fighting background.
I boxing out there. My fight was like 1 minute and 5 seconds long. There was no time to do anything.
That's what I said. It was just a punch. I was like, he just punched him on the exit. It's not boxing,
Yeah.
bro.
No,
Yeah.
I started my career within a Kempo karate studio, and then I was there for the first 4 or 5 years of my career, and then I moved out to Team Quest, and Tarek Safadine was the head coach, and he's a black belt in Kyokushin karate, and so I was very much part of that for a long time. It's part of why my reflexes have always been so good because I've always been used to not getting hit by Tarek.
That is
Yeah,
a
it's
wild
funny
shout
when
out.
people
Hearing Tarek Safadine's name.
It's funny
I
when
haven't
people
heard
say that about Ross about boxing, considering one, he's a former kickboxer, and two, Jotty Tension system includes boxing in it.
There you go. I had a banger question for both of you. What time is it? We got a little bit of time. Okay, so the new president, awesome. Have you met him, Sam?
I haven't. I've seen a couple. I saw him drink his own pee. Uh,
That was hey, I was there.
y-
He 100% drank his own piss.
yeah,
I
it
mean,
looked like
that's
it. Like, I was
oh, he
trying to
did.
see how it was faked, and I,
Nope.
I didn't think it
Nope.
was.
He threw up after. He threw up after. You know how I always got my backpack in like gum and shit, bro. He took like 8 sticks of gum in like 30 minutes, bro, and then went outside and threw up. That's commitment, man. I tip my hat to that. But it was absolutely real. You could see the steam coming. I'll just say that. There you go. He
Man.
did it, man. I'll ride in the battle for that type of general. Fuck it. But okay, so one of his wait, you met him, Ross?
Yes, yeah, I've had several interactions with him actually, because he's been around on a couple of the Karate Combat cards, and then my wife was doing media for Game Bread, the bare knuckle
Mm-hmm.
MMA that Shazab fought in. So I got and one of his other students as well. So we
Mm-hmm.
interacted a little bit there as well, and we've had some phone calls. Yeah, I've interacted with him a few times.
Cool, cool. Okay, so one of the things he's pitching or going to pitch is a possible rule change where the 5 second count is gone. But it doesn't mean you can't take someone down. It doesn't mean you can't ground and pound. It just has to be essentially the best way to put it would be like a fluid motion for a finish. So if you hurt somebody or just hip toss them, whatever you do, you clinch up, you hip toss them, you have as long as you possibly can to rain punches on somebody and try to finish them. But the second you go like chest to chest, belly to belly, or try to like feng shui, get to a new position, it's going to be called off. Like, and you're going to be picked up. It's finish or get up. So there will be no more takedowns. Hold someone down for 5 seconds to get a few seconds rest, get back up and repeat. That's something that Awesome is pitching. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, the idea is very similar to like the rule in like judo and apparently also Greco-Roman wrestling, where like as long as you're actively working those ground and pound strikes, they won't pull you off as long as you're actually like doing work down there. But however, the rules will still be the same. Like you can't do groundwork. It's just still from a standing knee on belly or one knee down position.
It's pretty much as long the second you stop raining shots in advanced position, you're gonna get picked up. What do you guys think about that?
So it'll be the judges or the refs. It'll
Discretion.
be
Yeah, yeah.
the discretion for it. Yeah, yeah, I'm all for it. The 5 seconds is nice because it really one of my favorite things about karate combat is everything is so fast paced. Like the fights
Yeah.
don't have slow parts. as long as the refs are, good with not letting me set up a punch on the ground too much, I think that'd be great.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I see it from both sides, right? Like I can understand listen, if somebody takes you down and you can't get up, that's on you, right? I definitely understand that. But at the same time, I think the challenge whenever you start getting rules that have no defined lines, it can get a little weird. So I can see it from both sides. I do like the 5 sec. I mean, I hardly ever use the 5 seconds. I'm like, get up. I don't want to be there anyway. But it's like I know where I'm going to be most effective. Although I played with it in my last fight a little bit. I like the ground and pound now. But yeah, so I do like the 5 seconds because it's defined, right? There's no one else that can. You get the 3, 2, 1, and you got to get up. It helps the ref make the right decisions. So I see both sides of it. But if you can't get up, man, can't get up. Now, the other thing is, like, what if they kept the rule, right? What if they kept the 5 seconds? But if you're taking someone down and you're just taking them down, holding them down to avoid
if you don't
striking, well, maybe there's like
posture.
a yellow card, right? Yeah, or maybe there's a warning for passivity. Or I don't know. There's a lot of different ways you can play it.
Yeah, well, I mean, awesome. The way he described it, it was like that was the basis idea. This will be pitched to the community and they'll vote on it. But yeah, that's the whole idea is just incentivizing action even more than we already get. So I get I get both sides of it as well.
Yeah, but as like I was like making the point too, as like playing the devil's advocate in that discussion, and Ross was kind of making that point. It really depends on how the rule is written and how the referees interpret it, because you can also see the point of, like, also how Sam says is that how much time will they allow for setting up the punches, and also are they just if they're just throwing like little shots just to keep you from getting stood back up, but they're not actually really damaging the person, will they still get stand up? Because right now, ground and pound is not in karate combat's rules. That we use that term because the MMA community resonates with it, but officially in the karate combat rule sets, there is no mention of ground and pound. It's attempts at finishing the fight of a grounded opponent. That's what the strikes on the ground are supposed to be, attempts at finishing the fight.
All right.
Well, I mean, I've never seen someone punch someone on the ground and not try to finish it, if I'm being honest.
You ever watch some of Ben Askren's fights?
Okay, that's the time he said on the dude's back. Yeah, fair enough. But Ben Askren don't do karate.
I mean, I think in the history of karate combat, there's really only truly been one fight that's been finished by ground and pound. I think it was Payet. I mean, Sam, you can argue yours, but I mean, let's be real. You knocked him out. You knocked him out. But like, he was out before the floor woke him up, and then you hit him again, and he was out. Yeah. So I don't really consider that. But I think Payet's fight, Payet against Paz, where Paz was still there and he broke his nose with ground and pound. I think that was the only one that was finished by ground and pound. So, with the spirit of that, if you want karate combat truly to be a striking league, then you keep it to 5 seconds. But you do have to do something about the people who will wrestle and just wrestle to wrestle.
Yeah. There's definitely some. Yeah, we're gonna figure this out all together. Yeah. We're gonna just.
It's never gonna be perfect, and that's okay.
Nope.
Yeah, because also the other factor is, as things evolve, people are going to get better at defending on the ground. So 5 seconds will become even less time to really get off ground and pound if you have to start working around people's defenses.
Well, I think there needs to be a rule that if I can throw somebody out of the pit, I immediately win. It's like it counts as, you get the knockout bonus. It's like double the knockout bonus if you can successfully, yeet them outside of the pit.
No, I disagree, bro.
Get some sumo wrestlers in here.
Just you lose a point. You lose a point if you get tossed out of the cage, man. But you can't. You get to go. You get to come back in.
You get to come back in.
You get to come back in. You get 5 seconds to get.
Oh, it's like it's like the WWE, right? The old like the WWF. You have like 10. The referees count to 10. You gotta slide back in.
We'll put a golden gi with a briefcase of like cash hanging over the fucking pit, bro.
But Sam, if you toss me out of the pit, I'll come back in with a steel chair. So that's how they did it then. I mean, fair is fair. Fair is fair.
All right, we're making progress here. Hell yeah.
Talking about sumo, though, one thing that has been kind
Who was
of
talking about sumo?
No, I just want to talk about sumo real quick because, like,
I told
something
you
that's
already.
been
I'll make 205. We don't need to be. I'll make 205. You don't need to bring up sumo.
No,
It was the bathtub,
reason
man.
I want to
And
bring up sumo real quick is just because we saw this in KC42 with belt takedowns, because a lot of people don't know that you can use the belt for takedowns. So that is a little bit of an unexplored thing in karate combat right now, that like people in belt wrestling, in sumo, would have an advantage in karate combat just because they know how to use that belt for the takedown.
Adamov grabbed you by yours, didn't he, Ross, and punched you?
See how that turned out, didn't you?
Yeah.
Which that's not currently legal in karate combat.
Well,
You're
it
not
should
allowed
be.
to
That was
grab
cool.
It should have been. It should have
It was-
been. Like I don't see why it shouldn't have been legal. But yeah.
Yeah, that
He
was.
got what was coming to him.
Yeah. Oh, you want to grab my belt? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. Let me do this real quick. And if you guys don't want to do it, just say the most generic answer ever. This is live, so whatever. But say the nicest thing you will to each other as opponents coming up. Sam, we'll start with you.
That axe kick you threw at that boy, that was just bloody brilliant. I mean, it was just. I mean, I've seen axe kicks before, but I mean, there was no moment of I'm gonna throw an axe kick. It was just freaking there. It was incredible. And you've got a highlight reel of kicks. I mean, I said it when I was calling you out. It's like your foot goes from the ground to the face like faster than it should, and that's truly impressive.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a fan of your longevity in the sport. You've been there from the very beginning, and it's an honor to be there with you, man. I appreciate you coming over to Karate Combat and giving me an opportunity to see whatever all the hype was about. You know, your entire career. So
No, I appreciate that. Thank you.
We got a
it.
couple
Okay,
of community
now
questions.
wait. Here's the hard. No, wait, hold on. Here's the hard one now. Now say the meanest thing you're willing to say to each other. Sam, you first.
All right. The meanest thing, you drink water like a girl.
I do.
you're just jealous that I get to drink water, Sam. Dehydrate yourself, motherfucker. How about that?
Okay, well, I mean, I guess that's a twofer right there. Ross kind of hit you back with that. All right,
So Ross, is that
here's that segment.
Sam, after a fight, we can just be like eating a slice of pizza.
Nah, look, pizza. What kind of fighter would I be eating pizza on fight week? Are you crazy? No, man, I'm eating good. No, that's not. Listen, man, honestly, man, like when it comes to fight week, I like to leave people alone because I like to be left alone. I want to focus. I want to get ready to go. Like this is the friendliest you're gonna. I mean, not that I'm not going to be cordial, but I'm not a friendly person on fight week. I'm there to do business. I'm there for business, right? And I'm sure Sam's the same way. So like,
I'm not the same way. I'm the friendliest dude ever on fight week, but that's okay.
We ain't gonna be buddies. We could be friends after, but
I fought Rashad Evans, and I love Rashad Evans. I've always been a fan of him. And when I fought him, he was the unfriendly guy fight week. Like, he wouldn't look at me. He mean mugged me every chance he got. It's like, oh, man, I like you. And we're cool afterwards. But I was so disappointed fight week that one of my favorite fighters, he was just pissed off to be anywhere near me. I hated that.
Well, I mean, let me clarify. I'm not the type of person who has to hate you to fight against you. Like, that's not what I mean. But I'm just not going to go out of my way. Like, you know, I'll give you a head nod if I pass.
No, I
I'll fist
understand.
bump you, but yeah. I'm
No,
not
I
there to be, but we're not going to have lunch together because I'm going to be eating way more than you, and that's not fair.
So when I fought Alex Nicholson in Mexico City,
Are you going to tell this story? I was hoping you'd tell this story.
Alex, oh yeah, you were there for that story. Oh, you heard of Alex Nicholson and I. We sat in a hot tub together the night before we fought each other. It was pretty funny. And then Mike Perry was on the other side of the hot tub, just staring daggers at me.
Alex is a cool dude, man.
He was very upset that I was there.
Yeah, like Mike Perry thought. I even talked to Mike Perry from his side of it. We both did. We were on the podcast, I think. But yeah, Perry was like just dogging the shit out of him. He's sitting there in the hot tub, just like, I'm cutting weight, bro, just chilling. And Mike Perry's just staring at him like it's war. And then after, Mike Perry's like, oh, dude, I thought he was like capping this whole time. Like he's actually just that chill. Like, and he's like, my bad, bro. But yeah, it is funny. I've seen Ross in fight week. I've seen Sam in fight week. People have different approaches, but yeah, Ross is one of the most locked in people I've ever seen.
Taken if you're mugging me.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, boys. Well, I think I had another one. Yeah.
So just for the community questions.
No, do we have some?
Well, damn,
Yes.
Mac, that's not a way to make friends.
What? Okay. So what are they? I'm ready. We're
Just
ready.
Just a couple. I just want to encourage audience participation. So first one is question for Rob. Heavyweight before you
Answer this. Was it difficult to gain
it and maintain the same speed and endurance? So this question, I guess, is how are you, like, what is your game plan to be at heavyweight and trying to maintain that same speed and endurance? Like, talk about that transition to heavyweight.
Yeah. I mean, to be completely candid with you guys, I mean, for me to try and gain a ton of weight and then cut back down is useless. I would rather maximize all my training right now. I mean, this is where I feel at my prime. So, I mean, if you think about, like I was saying before, every single session from now until fight week, I'm going to be 100% every single time, where we know when I'm cutting to 85, I'm slowly depleting and I'm just kind of getting by, because the most important thing is make weight and then fill back up and hope everything clicks. Luckily in my career, it's all gone very well so far, but now I don't have to worry about that. I can just focus on crazy hard training, and, I've got awesome training partners and doing my thing. So no, I'm not really concerned about the weight.
And then for a question for Sam,
previous fights that
the edges of the place to be, how will you avoid being put in that position?
I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out when I get there. Like, it's one of those things I don't have any way of training for because I don't have a pit. I did consider building one in my backfield, but I just didn't get around to it. Now it's too late. Now it's gotten cold. I'm gonna figure it out when I get in there. I've done a lot of my visualization. I mean, I have watched every Ninja Turtles movie like backwards and forwards, like as many times as I can. And those dudes are bouncing off everything. It's got to be possible. I'm gonna get in that pit and just let my inner Donatello out.
So you just dropped your favorite Ninja Turtle, Donatello, really?
100%.
That makes sense, actually. Yeah, that actually makes sense.
There's,
I'm trying to think of, like, how could you train for the pit without the pit?
You can't.
Wear
you really
heels?
can't.
Just wear heels while you. I mean, if you think about it, but I don't know, man. Yeah, that's gotta be rough.
I'm really surprised more fighters
next
don't
question.
try to take a trip down to Louisiana to train with former welterweight champion Josh Quayhagen, who has a pit corner in his gym.
Oh, dude, I could I could dead ass get like some plywood and like a mat. And
No,
put
that
it
is
at
what
an
some
angle.
fighters
Like,
are
it's,
doing. They're building like just a little ramp, at least to practice some strikes against that angle. Some are building a whole pit corner. We have yet to see someone build a full pit, but fighters are building that training infrastructure. It's just this is such a new sport that it's like the beginning of MMA. When MMA was first beginning, there wasn't a lot of places where you could work your cage wrestling.
No, like I said, I was about to build one in my backyard, my back acre, and I just ran out of time.
Did the chicks grow up yet? Because I don't hear them.
No, it's my kids. I can't keep them quiet.
Well, I know those are kids. I'm talking about the chicks in your garage.
We just keep rotating them through. We keep rotating them through.
Right.
Well, one of my turkeys has died, but I've still got the other two.
Dude, right before Thanksgiving, you didn't cook it?
I will be. I will be cooking it next week.
Okay, so you killed it.
Yeah, no, my dog killed it. My dog killed it. I just got there early enough.
Oh man. All right. I thought I had another funny question to ask both of you, but
about 8 inches.
I don't know. Oh god. All right. You know what? I'll ask you about. I made a joke about that, exactly what you just said, right before we went live on here. So it's funny you said that. All right, let's pick. So we talked about your guys' fight. Let's pick Anthony Pettis versus. It could be as quick as possible, but who do you got, Pettis or Hendo or Henderson?
I'm taking Pettis. I like Hendo. I know Hendo a little better than I know Pettis, but Pettis is 2-0 and he's still pretty active in the community, in the fighting community.
Agreed. Without the grappling aspect, I got to lean Pettis as well. What about you, Ross?
Same. Yeah, I mean, I think Henderson's going to put up a nice little fight. I'm very good friends with Coach Randy Stanky too. So at the MMA Lab, so I know what he's capable of. I know he's got some cool stuff up his sleeve. But the activity, I think that's the key right there. Like you got Pettis has been doing all sorts of different stuff. He's boxed. So he's been there.
Mm-hmm.
That actually reminds
boxed with
me.
Roy Jones, by the way. Like, come on.
Yeah. That actually
it's
reminds
serious.
me. I was going to tell you earlier when I did a podcast with Pettis. Pettis said that he wants boxing is what he wants to do, like moving forward. So I mean that goes back to that whole point we got in.
Yeah, but he also said he wants to be back in the UFC too. So
yeah, he said he'd take a rematch with Tony, but I think his focus is boxing. We'll see. I mean, we'll see. Maybe, we'll see.
Yeah.
I keep having too many ideas. Mac Tyson, you got anything left?
Got a few more community questions.
All right, blast them off.
Someone's asking Sam if he plans on like finishing his career with karate combat, or I'm going to say not finishing his career, but having a second life at his career at karate combat. Or
I've started my second life with karate combat. I have loved this promotion. It is fantastic. I mean, I really am a fan. I'll get that belt on my waist and we'll go from there. But I have no intention of leaving. I'm a big fan of the sport and particularly who's running it and how it's being run.
Well, there we go. And the next question is for Ross. Do you think the pit wall is useful, or we'll say advantageous, as a striker, or is it just a good thing for the viewers? Like, what's the fight?
No, it's 100%. 100%. It's for the fighters. Yeah, that's a place you don't want to be if you're on it. You know, it's free reign when your opponent's there. So yeah, it's super advantageous. But it is. It's like it takes time to learn it, right? It just like Sam, you were saying, it takes time to kind of figure out what you can do, what you can't do. As the person striking, it takes time to figure out also what you can do and what you can't do. But yeah, there's a lot of opportunity there that makes it exciting, and because of that, it is also great for the viewer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and because of it's so unique, is we're seeing the meta evolve each year. Like, there's going to be people drilling Ross's spinning axe kick against the pit wall for all the future karate combat fighters that exist. That's going to be part of the drills that people do.
I'll never forget the first time I met you, Ross. I was like, show me how you did that shit. And I took the bob dummy off the stand and like angled it. First shot, he hits it and it like spun up in the air, bro, and dropped down. I was like, you have been practicing that. Holy shit. Like, it was like a spinning axe kick. It was beautiful.
I will say I've been watching combat sports for a long time. That kick was the first time I ever shouted expletive while watching a fight.
You just
Shame
yelled
on you.
expletive?
Yeah.
Wash your mouth
mom.
out with soap.
Yeah, don't tell your mom that. She's gonna beat you with a chocleta.
Dude, when I used to cuss and you're gonna get hit with the chocolate, bro. But when I used to, get punished by my mom, I'm gonna wash your mouth out with soap. I just go bite a bar of soap. Like, you can't punish me twice. So I always smell good.
Watch me.
Yeah, I'll do it myself, Ma. All right, guys, this has been fantastic. I'm really pumped for this fight. I really think I'm gonna get that shirt that says I hope both teams have fun, because I love both of you guys. You guys are both, I don't know. It's gonna be an amazing fight. Any last remarks to each other?
I got one for you, Mac. Send me my gloves. You said you were gonna send them to me. They never came.
Dude, I'm such a piece of shit. Fuck.
Yeah, man.
You call me out on air like that, dog?
Yes, send me my gloves.
Bro, I left for... All right, I got you. No excuses. I got you. I got to send some stuff to Ireland, too. So, yeah, I need to make a big trip to the post office.
All right.
All right. If he doesn't, just start live streaming in Vegas going, Mac, where are my gloves at?
He's just going to he'll punch me in the stomach. He know I could take it. Damn. Okay. All right, word. So, gloves sent out. Ross, you good?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Sam, I appreciate you taking the fight, man. It's going to be a good one. And the real main event.
Real main event. That's what I've been telling everyone too.
I agree. Well, I appreciate both your times and your cordialness. Is that even? That's a word. It's definitely. A word. Yeah, your cordialness. I mean, it's a different type of style going into a fight. You guys don't have to hate each other, nothing like that. But we know it's business when you guys touch gloves and it's time to go.
Mm-hmm.
So let's look forward to December 15th. I will see all you guys here very shortly, and another episode, one more round. Appreciate you guys.
Have a good one, my friend. Nice to meet
See
you,
you
Ross.
guys. Same.
Later,
I'll see you in a
dudes.
few weeks.